67 degrees. I'm Sam Scott for KTUI.
Hey, good morning and welcome back. Here we are live at the White Mule Winery on the high plains of Gascony County. We have a cloudy day today at 68 degrees here at air time, but a beautiful fallish day. We're thinking we could use some more rain here at this juncture. Hopefully part of the listening area got some rain yesterday. I know that Owensville got more because Karen was there, but we hardly had, it wasn't even a dust settler here. Just kind of a dry drizzle on and off all day. But we're welcoming some more, and maybe Sam said there's a possibility of it coming, tomorrow, but we'll know better by Saturday. But a good day it is here at the White Mule on the high plains of Gascony County, and a good day for you to be with us here on KTUI, 1560 AM, 94.1 FM. Possibly you're watching on Facebook Live. I think, in fact, that Facebook is working. I know that we had a few other technical difficulties here, but we're coming to you via Charlie's phone this morning. And Charlie is with us today, and not Gracie, but Charlie is a great sit-in, for Gracie, and we appreciate her. You'll know Charlie here when you come to the White Mule. She is our number one employee here that does very good for us, and we certainly appreciate everything that she does. You doing okay this morning? You are doing okay. There's no question about it. Well, she will be with us for a few weeks ahead here because Gracie is got every Thursday morning, I think, from now till baby time, scheduled with the doctor, but things are going very well there. There's no problem, no issues that we're aware of at all. So we're looking forward to another grandchild here, which will be number 10. So that's one thing we're doing is having a lot of grandkids, and that's all, isn't it? Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us here this morning, and we are being brought to you actually by Yesteryears. Yesteryears, an antique, actually it's a mall, I would say, in Owensville that is help sponsoring us and KTUI, and we appreciate that. So we're going to be mentioning them, down the road here. They're a family business that I actually went to school with the proprietor, and she does a great job, and what a good bunch of collection that she has. So when you're in Owensville, either on purpose or planning to go somewhere, do stop in at Yesteryears and look around. I'll guarantee you that she has an abundance of things in there, both furniture and antiques and trinkets that you'll appreciate, and go give it a shout out and check it out. So, okay, we are here today. We're here with the Rosebud Fire Department, and they've got some upcoming events here, and we want to highlight those and talk about the Rosebud Fire Department. And Caden is here with us to talk about the fire department and their upcoming events. But what is your position?
I am a captain for the Gerald Station 2. So the Gerald part of our Gerald Rosebud Fire District.
So, and that's a great position. You know what I'm saying? And you're a young man to acquire such a position as that. So that means that you're very proficient in what you do, and I know that you're a good leader because you have been here before and really done a great job organizing things for them, and are committed to the volunteer fire department. And that's what we are to talk about to start with. That these are all volunteers that do this, and I don't know where we would be without the volunteer fire departments because out in the rural areas, as we are, you got to cover so much area, and you got so many things on your plate that just hiring a full-time staff to do what you need to do would be impossible from a revenue standpoint.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We cover 124 square miles of Gerald, Rosebud, and unincorporated Franklin and Gasconade County. And currently we have, I think, the last time I looked, we actually have one of the biggest rosters that we ever had. 43 guys on our roster, which is amazing. We have a dedicated group of volunteer firefighters. So a lot of the credit goes to them and their hard work. Also to the voters out there who passed.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Fire rescue for us. That was amazing. That's gonna keep the lights on. It's gonna keep the trucks running. We don't have any huge plans in the future for any big changes, but it's definitely going to keep us going.
And we will talk about that because I want to get into the nuts and bolts and what your needs are on those particular things. So let's talk a little bit about these 44 volunteers that work for you and Gerald and Rosebud Fire Departments combined, and the size and the scope of the area. I mean, when we're looking at 124 square miles, your parameters are basically from where to where.
So we basically cover
nothing that's a square,
right?
But,
no. So we actually cover from Highway ZZ. Up here in Drake. We kind of go in and out with Owensville.
So that'd be your northern boundary,
our district line, correct? Yeah, our district line kind of waves back and forth through there. We go all the way up to Lost Valley, and a little past there. We got up to the main fire district, up somewhere up on Highway Y. We go all the way to almost right past Highway AC, up on Highway H, towards Sullivan.
AC, and that would be your southern boundary.
Right.
For those that a lot of people down there will know where the AC comes through there. It's like Japan's grain area, right there.
And then our going towards Buford, we go all the way to almost to the second county road. So where the railroad tracks used to be, where that overhang is, that's about a good distance line for us. That on that side.
On the east side.
So we've got up to Buford, Leslie District, Fire District.
And then on the west side here, you go.
We go 28. We go 28 all the way down to where the
Estes Road. Maybe you're in that neighborhood.
It's almost a pump station.
Yeah. I said Estes. I meant pump station.
It's almost a pump station.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I know what you meant. So we have part of. Again, the district lines kind of go in and out of Owensville, so we have.
Sure.
They're not straight. None of the district lines are straight.
And I think often when a call is made, if it's on the district line, they're unknown. Both fire departments a lot of times will respond to those individuals because Owensville has a membership, if I remember right. So the people pay. You know what I'm saying?
So Owensville has fire dues. Ours are what's into your yearly taxes. So it's essentially a fire due based on how big your house is.
And we and some people I think are in one and belong to the other one also. To help support the volunteerism and how much that's needed. So that's a large area. Again, basically that's the east boundaries about the Clemmy Road, which is halfway between Gerald and Buford conceptually. The ZZ. Here, which is great, back east, and then, the southern line is their AC, which is north of Grange Japan schools, basically, and then on the west side is, the pump station, or almost the pump station road, which gives you 124 square miles, give or take, I'm sure, and that's dwellings are in that particular area?
I don't know the dwellings, like as far as housing goes. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that we do our estimated population for that area was around, like, I believe that last time we looked to fill out a grant, we had worked at about 8,000, give or take some actual people each day. Now that very quickly grows seasonally because of the camping in the area, the hunting in the area, and the resort. So it quickly grows.
Well, if there's 8,000, give or take, I'm going to guess that's probably 3,000 or more dwellings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you got 2 point whatever per household, and that's hard to know, but a lot. There's no question that that's a lot of space. That's a lot of issues, and it's not only the dwelling situation. I mean, in the rural areas, I would guess that a large amount of your fire calls are for grass fires or wood fires.
Absolutely, yeah. We run a lot of brush and grass fires that we end up. I mean, we have 3 of our own brush units that are consistently probably some of the busiest of our pieces of equipment, because especially this time of year, things start to get dry. Fires move really quickly in the woods, and we've had some crazy years with brush fires. So
speaking of that, just the last 4 days, we had just a dry drizzle yesterday, but the last 4 days with the wind, it has absolutely sucked every bit of the moisture. None of these creeks, are carrying any water. There's no hold in it. We had the super dry April and May, and into June, and then we had like 20-some inches of rain in 20-some days, which kind of refilled some of the reservoirs. But the bottom line of it is that the subsoil in the ground is still very, very dry. And when you get them 20 inches of rain in a few days, the high percentage of that runs off, and it doesn't soak down. So even though it helps the grass tremendously, we need it again. And like yesterday would have been a high. I mean, how do they determine a high hazard day for brush fires? Humidity has a factor in that.
Humidity, winds. I mean, I believe. I mean, they look at like the tops of the soil can still be wet. You could have a wet soil, but if the grass is dry, if the top is dry, if the leaves are dry, if the trees are dry, then that's going to cause a quicker, like a heavy fire. It's going to cause a quick growing fire. So there's a lot of factors, and I don't know every one of them.
I know, but they say high hazard. I'm saying?
Right. We usually go up to the National Weather Service. They'll issue something to us, and they'll issue something, and we'll kind of share that with the public.
My guess, low humidity. High winds, dry conditions, and leaves and those things will play part of that too, because as the leaves drop in the fall and dry out, there's no greenery there to really save anything. So that's when I would say that dwelling fires is extremely important, but and trying to save somebody home is absolute priority. But when you got a brush fire, the amount of hands that you have to have on deck to save other dwellings is pretty huge. So that's when you're going to have all hands on deck, I'm assuming.
Usually we do have a lot of equipment respond to a brush fire, because you have property that needs property preservation, but you also have and it's happened numerous times where it's getting close to a house, so you don't want there to then be a residential fire along with your brush fire. So a lot of times we have automatic and mutual aid come. So if we have a brush fire that's close, let's say to here, God forbid, it's to here, right? We most likely would have Owensville respond with us, maybe New Haven, Herman. Those are our closest. Mutual aid departments, and that's just something that we do because it's better to have help coming, then turn them around than not have them come and need them when we get here. And then again, they're all volunteers as well. So, it takes time for us to get to the stations, get in the trucks, get geared up, get to the scene. So luckily we have a really good response right now, but some days are slimmer than others. Guys have 9-to-5 jobs, and luckily I get to work. I get 4 days off at a time, but that's not everybody's like that.
No, that's well, part of the overall service that you provide is mutual aid, and that goes both ways. Your fire department responds to others, but talking a little bit about that. I mean, that is when you have an event, a big event. I remember when the tornado come through many years ago. Fire departments from everywhere in full force was there to do not fires, what I'm saying, but that's the other thing the fire department do is search and rescue and those particular things, and just lending a hand. Last week, the fire department responded right out here at the White Mule because we had it wasn't ours, but a big load of hay, that come off of a Waymar Road, and there's a hump there on 50, and it's one of the low trailer trucks that was there, and it got hung up right in the middle of the highway. So, the fire department was there, what I'm saying, to do traffic because nothing could get by, and I thank them, and even though we had nothing to do with it, we helped, of course, and unloaded the hay, to pull the truck back and use our tractors to help the guy and the skid steer to get it pulled. But it was it's a situation that the fire department is here, no charge, no paying. It's just what you do, and they probably had 10 or 12 guys there, I'm saying, doing traffic and just helping with that incident. So that continues to be important. But the mutual aid situation, when I lost a shop, over at my house, we happened to be down at my son's plant at Lion, at the cattle plant there. And me and my neighbor, and we got a call from my daughter and said, hey, something happened at the house. Well, long story short, one of the kids that we were thinking about hiring went over, and there was a couple of mowers in there, and I told him just to look at the mower, while he tried to start it up, and I guess there was some dead grass and whatever on it. And anyways, the building caught on fire. So I don't know. I think there was like 6 or 7 different fire departments that came there for that dwelling situation, because I think it had come over the 911 call that it was at the White Mule. Well, it wasn't this, I'm saying, but it was right next to it. They said, well, it was by the White Mule, which is our place right next door. So as we were coming back, we seen Buford, Union and whoever else behind us. We pulled off where they're going. So without this mutual aid, we couldn't put together the resources to save a lot of
100%. So we do. I mean, this is just something that we've gotten. It's statewide, automatic mutual aid. Like if Owensville gets a fire, we are on their automatic aid for a first alarm structure fire. So if there's a fire in their district, we are going. One of our trucks is going. Most likely, and we'll usually send a chief officer too to help them. With commanding the scene, right? And they do the same thing for us, right? They are on our end, they're automatic. So anything in Rosebud, and we have everything's kind of fenced appropriately. So anything that's in Rosebud, Owensville's on automatic aid. We're in Gerald, Beaufort is on automatic aid. So anything north, New Haven may be on automatic. South, Sullivan might be. You get what I'm saying? So, and that's just because one, we're volunteering. God knows. God forbid one day we don't get a truck out, then someone else is coming, which has not happened in years since I've been here. But the equipment needed for a structure fire, even a brush fire, is immense. I mean, you need.
Well, you think about the rural area.
Yeah.
You don't have a hydrant to
Right.
hook up to.
We
know
have
what I'm saying?
2% of our district, I believe, is that's all that is covered by hydrants, and the rest of it's water tankers. We have a 2,000 gallon water tanker and a 3,000 gallon tanker in Rosebud, and that's all we have for.
How long does it take if you're in a full-fledged fire? 3,000 gallons, not that much water.
No, that's a great question. So our hose line, any given hose line, if you have just a regular fog nozzle, you are spraying 175 gallons a minute. Wow. So do the math on how long. Now, if you have a master stream, you may be flowing 800 gallons.
So less than an hour.
So you have you have minutes.
Minutes, yeah.
You have minutes. Right. You have minutes of worth of, and if you have multiple hose lines, now, our current first out pumper has 1,000 gallons of water on it. So you have.
So I'm sorry.
Less than,
Right. Oh, okay. Right. So if you're doing, let's just say 200 gallons a minute.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? 5 minutes is 1,000 gallons.
Yep.
So it's only 15 minutes or less.
Yeah. You have a couple minutes. What you have, if you're flowing consistently to try to keep yourself safe, which is what we try to do, you need a lot of equipment. They're fast, and plus, being in your fire gear, being in your air pack, going inside to a structure fire, like being extremely hot, being under those circuits, like you have, our air packs are rated for 45 minutes, technically. So when you're breathing, it's really heavy. You might have 20 minutes, and that's why you see a lot of people will see multiple fire trucks. Like why does Unity come, or why is Burton there? Like what? The reason being is because we might be going inside, and you might see that fire truck's been there for a while, and you're like, all you need is a fire truck, right? Well, that crew of 3 or 4 guys, they might be out here spent. And our policy, most policies around this area, is you get 2 air packs, and as soon as you're done with 2 air packs, you're sitting out. You got to go to rehab. You've got to go. The ambulance will come take care. Make sure your vitals are all good, because we don't want to kill our guys. You know what I mean? Especially when you're doing it for free. So it's
either way, but there's no question about it that you put your life on the line, each and every day, and we appreciate that, and
appreciate the support. Our community is the best community in the world. I want to say that, like this.
We are blessed.
Yeah, we are blessed to have this great. I mean, Gerald, Rosebud, this whole area is just fantastic, and has shown up over and over again for our events, shown up for our everything. Whenever we need community support, they're with us, and it's amazing.
And people said that. You brought me, Katie. You brought me a helmet, and a coat that I hung in the best place I knew where to hang here. And people every week comment on, that hasn't been here on that, and what's your affiliation with them, or were you in it? I said no. I support them, and I appreciate what they do and tell the story, about Rosebud Fire Department and what they do. And very proud to be a supporter of you all the time, because a lot of my best friends are getting pretty old now. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them, when we were your age or younger, they would be volunteers, and you'd be out on a Friday night or do whatever with them, and that fire call would go, and no matter what, those guys are out there and doing what they need to do. So all for nothing, and that's there's just not enough praise and adulation that we can give for that commitment, and that's what it takes, a total commitment. You can't be a volunteer fire, as they say, willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going, I can't go, or whatever. I mean, they play hurt a lot of times, there's no question, and put other priorities way before theirs. Now, the strategic way to do this are in the rural area. I'm going to call them satellite, situations, because Gerald is the home base, correct? Or Gerald Rosebud.
Gerald is a station. Our Station 2 that's located on Greenview, right behind Legion Park. That's our headquarters, if you will. That's our main station.
So then there's substations out there, Rosebud, you know what I'm saying, or however you do that or whatever. So that's 5 miles away or whatever. And as you travel through the rural areas, you will see that every fire department, you know what I'm saying, in the rural areas, try to get some substations out there and try to, around that nucleus, get some more volunteers, you know what I'm saying, that can get that truck there within minutes or get somebody on the scene there, because I know Owensville's got one at Mont Sterling. Well,
yeah.
You think of the road between there and Mont Sterling, you know, and how long, I mean, that's 15, 20 minutes response time, and, you know, that's unacceptable, you know what I'm saying? And without that commitment and investment that a volunteer fire department, you know, make, you know, our insurance rates would be through the roof. If it took a half an hour, you know what I'm saying, before you lived in a rural area and your house got on fire or whatever, that's all in the rate.
Right, and well, that's why. So that's actually a great point. Is when you put more stations in strategic locations and you actually have the right type of equipment and the right amount of supplies that you can fight a fire, that actually will drop your ISO rating. So ISO directly.
What's that stand for? Insurance sub-rating. Okay.
Yeah, right. But it's basically a fire rating that shows like it reflects on insurance. So our insurance rates will drop if your fire protection is better. We actually just redid our ISO this year, which we are a 5, which is pretty good for our area.
Sure.
The next time we re-up, we're going to try for a 4. The lower the number, the better you are. Again, that's a pretty decent number. Anything outside of our general area is technically automatically a 10. That's just because it's within, if it's, I believe it's 5 or 10 miles from a fire station. But we've got things in the works. We've got plans that we want to try to make that better. We've got ideas, and that's actually for this fundraiser comes in a little bit later, and we're looking to actually we're wanting to build a training site in Rosebud, because we have a that will actually affect our ISO. It will that goes into that strategic planning. Is if we can bring on new guys, and then send them through training through ourselves for free, where we do all of our stuff in-house. We get all the books, the curriculum, and we do all of our trainings through us in-house. We don't have to send anybody out. It's all, and that's where we do these fundraisers. That's last year we were able to build. Our comedy night last year that we did here was able to get enough money to kind of get that started. We got rock poured. We've got some rock delivered. We've got a base. We had one of our firefighters for free. He used a piece of equipment to come and lay the ground, and he put a drainage pipe and everything. And so we're the first stages of this, and hopefully this year we've already we're getting to the. Hopefully we can get to the point where we put those Connex storage boxes. Those are actually fire rated for training. So what we can do is you can build it like a house, essentially, inside, and then you can burn inside of that and simulate live fire inside.
Okay.
So plus if you stack them higher, you can do like rope rescue. So you can. Our plan is to put different props up there, like a roof prop, like putting a roof where we can cut a hole in the roof.
You've seen that. A lot of people on YouTube or TV have seen those multi things where they fire department. If you see that, Charlie, they'll take a ladder or something and they'll go up. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3 stories or whatever, and they have competition in regard to how long it takes them to get up and do whatever. It's very. And I want to, and we want to talk about more about the fundraiser you have here, but the commitment here again. I mean, we're not only looking at responding to fire, to have the certified training that people need
my
here.
gosh, yeah.
The commitment is through the roof on what it takes to do it, because it's not only fire and rescue that you're working at, medical, kind of responses and what you do. You've got to know a lot because, yes, the ambulance are in there, but then guess what? Most of the time, the ambulance have one or two people there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times in the fire department, administers or helps with all of the issues there. If there's a wreck and multi-injuries, you've got to know CPR. You've got to know, first medical kind of situation.
So every one of our firefighters is CPR certified and CPR, AED, and somewhat of first aid certified. So they have to go through our medical direction every year. They have to go through and do a set curriculum of skills that you have to be good at doing. And that goes with CPR, using seat collars, backboarding a patient, bleeding control, things like that. We're actually working with the schools to start a Stop the Bleed program for active shooter stuff. We've got a lot of really good programs that are more geared towards medical things, because we do run a lot of that. So if you have a medical emergency here at the White Mule, somebody has a medical, we will get sent.
They've been here and done that numerous times.
Our Rosebud station will send a truck, and a lot of times if the ambulance is out or whatever, they could be in Buford grabbing some groceries on their way back from the hospital. We might be here for a little while before the ambulance actually gets here. So the idea of us going is to first respond and basically take care of that patient until the ambulance gets there to take over care. And plus, sometimes it takes more than two hands, because they have two guys on their ambulance, and sometimes you need 4 guys, 5 guys to lift the patient and take them to the ambulance. So we work.
Yeah, because it's not flat. I mean, I have noticed the last situations we had here, a big guy down a slope, what I'm saying, was injured very badly, and the hillside was really steep, and it was really not a good situation. So I'd have probably just tried to take the skid steer down,
lifted him out,
and whatever. But it's so the fundraiser coming up here, Captain, is coming up here soon.
Yeah.
And I know the response last year was through the roof with how many people were here and how many people come out to support it. So what we got coming up, and when is that?
Well, I do want to talk about this, but I do want to, if you don't mind, we have another event coming up real soon. We have our Public Safety Day.
Yeah, okay.
Coming up on the 23rd, which that is this Saturday.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to come out that day, that's a free event. It's not a fundraiser. It's just a day to come and have some fun. We already had the Legion Park. We were going to do something different, but we already had the Legion Park rented out for the day. So it's going to be a free event. We're going to have smoke simulation trailer there from St. Clair Fire Department. We've got numerous fire departments going to come down and just hang out. We've got the virtual reality thing. The sprinkler company is going to come down and do some virtual reality.
Really?
We're going to have food. We're going to have drinks. We're just going to have some fun. Look at fire trucks. Have fun. It's going to be family friendly. We'll have stuff for adults and for kids. It's just going to be a really good time. Franklin County's coming. There's SWAT teams coming. Potentially, I believe we might have some canines there. Rosebud TV is going to be there.
So this is going to be at the park?
It's going to be at our Station 2, and it's going to kind of bleed into the park. So it's going to kind of overflow into both.
So that's south, I don't know what street it's even.
That's actually, so it's Grandview Avenue. So it's literally right off Highway 50.
Right.
So turn on if anybody knows.
You'll see the activity there.
You'll see the activity. You'll see all the lights and the cars and everything there.
So that's this Saturday?
It's this Saturday. Come hang out. It's at 10. Starts at 10. It'll go till about 2 or 3, whenever it starts to die down. So
right.
Come have lunch. We should be having some food and drinks there. So
that's coming up this week, and it's a free thing, people can learn and understand.
Ask questions. And we're going to try, if we can, we're going to try to do a live demonstration of a vehicle extrication as well. So we'll actually have the jaws of life and everything, and rip a car apart and kind of show what it's like to, that what we do on that kind of vehicle accidents and whatnot.
My grandsons would love watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These kind of activities.
Like I said, we don't really have an itinerary.
No, I understand.
But it's going to be. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to do, so come hang out with us that day. We will have tickets for our upcoming comedy night that night.
Yes.
So our comedy night is September 30th. Doors will open here at the White Mule Winery at 6:30. The show will start
Saturday night.
That is a Saturday night. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's Saturday or Friday. I don't even remember. The 30th. It's a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Is $25 a person for tickets. Like I said, the doors will open at 6:30. The show will be at 8 p.m. Our headliner is Jack Merriwell. Very, very nice guy. Super funny. I talked to him. We've been kind of in contact all week.
Where's he from?
From Kansas City.
Okay.
He's driving down from Kansas City. Rod Reyes is returning from last year. Real goofy guy. Super out there. Super great. He was so much fun last year. He's actually the head of the Benefits with Friends comedy company.
People responded to him very well too last year. I remember.
He's a slapstick silly guy. He's got a lot of cool content. He does. And then JC Sabala from St. Louis. He's also going to be there. Yeah, so we'll have 3 comics this year. Last year we had a surprise visitor. I don't think they're going to come back this year, but yeah, no, it's going to be a great night again.
Wow, that's a big lineup.
Yeah, so and they're all really. I mean, you can look them all up on the socials. Yeah, go ahead, take one. Yeah, you can. So if anybody has any questions, we already actually have. I just did the math right beforehand. We have about 100 tickets already reserved for the night. So we have, I believe it's we have 10 tables that are reserved, plus all the other tickets that have been sold.
And we got plenty of room.
Yeah, we do.
I think last year you guys just about filled the place.
We just about filled house last year. So, yeah, we just about filled house last year. So we only actually printed enough tickets this year of the capacity of the pavilion.
Yeah.
So if you are concerned that you may not get a seat, we will do everything that we can.
We'll work
with people to get us in line.
And if you can, it's a great donation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can donate.
I'm sure that people. I don't want people to think that they have to buy tickets up front because you do not have to. Just show up that night at the door. Show up anytime after 6:30. I recommend. This is something I recommended last year. Is to make a reservation for here to eat dinner.
Yeah, that's a great. What a great idea, Charlie. That's a great idea.
Make it around 5 something, so you have plenty of time to eat, socialize, and you can come in and grab a drink. And we still have a few tables. I still have a few tables that can be reserved. We're offering something with the White Mule that if you do reserve a table, you'll get a bottle of wine or a bucket of beer.
Oh, really?
That we will.
That's a good idea too.
With the table. So the table seats 8. It's $250 for a table. And so like I said, I believe we already have 10 or 11 tables reserved.
Fantastic.
So if anybody, I'd say we're only going to reserve 15 or 20 tables. So if anybody wants any more tables, they can contact me. My number is on the flyer. You can visit our social media.
Which is 573-201-9415.
That's it.
But we'll get it again at the end of the show here.
Yeah, and they can visit our social media.
Information.
Yes. They can visit our social media account, contact us on there. Just come out and have a good night. It was great last year. People were raving about it last year. This year is going to be great. I can't wait. We have a lot of sponsors this year. Lots of people coming in to sponsor this year. Some reoccurring sponsors and some new.
So I want to highlight, Captain, a little bit on your community support because, you recently was here and, you passed a tax help increase by a little bit to help, your fire department with issues that you really needed a little extra cash for. First tax increase this day and time. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. But you guys got out there and asked, and people responded because they appreciate what you do for them. But this money is being put to great use. As you just said, part of this is going to be for extra training. You know what I'm saying? That's a place that you're working on building. But what other needs are you getting filled with this money? And it's not a whole lot of money, but it will be a consistent resource.
Right.
A sustaining resource for you from now on.
So two things. This actually, we have two different organizations within one. So our Gerald Rosebud Fire District, the district itself, the tax money is what they have a board that sits in and basically makes the decisions on how to spend the money and where the money needs to go. So that was what the tax increase was passed for. This, in particular, the comedy night and the fundraisers that we do is actually through the Firefighters Association. So that's just the firefighters. That's all of us going right. That's all the firefighters coming together and making decisions on how we're going to spend the money that donations come in basically through us. We're a nonprofit. So the not-for-profit is actually what is funding currently the training center and whatnot. The district, what we got the tax increase for, which we had an overwhelming support for that. And I thank you again because you helped us out a lot with, having us here, keeping us in communication and just it was amazing. So yeah, you can the money that we have right now that we're going to get in the next upcoming years is mainly we have some of our equipment. First of all, is breaking. We have a lot of older fire trucks that are just, for instance, one of our current tankers, one of our water tankers, 2,000-gallon water tanker is actually it's been broken probably 4 or 5 times just these last couple months, and we fixed it, but we were worried of having money set back,
of course,
but also to the cost of fuel, the cost of. I mean,
when you're going out there responding to a fire and you have the water truck break down, whoops, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
right. So, exactly. So I mean, it's just it's a plethora of things, and this will set us up to be able to consistently respond with the equipment that we have for the future, so we don't have to downsize. The idea was if we didn't get this tax increase, that we were going to have to cut some of our assets. We would have to start getting rid of trucks so that we could be able to respond to the incidents. And that was not something that we wanted to do because that essentially would raise ISO ratings, would make everything worse. And that's not what we wanted to do. So with this will allow us to continue to give the best service to our community that we can. And I want to harp that we're not going to be able to go out and buy a fancy, all new custom fire trucks with this. We're not going to be able to go build three new stations. We're not going to be able to do all the things that some of these fire districts can do. But we have a lot of needs that keep coming up that we just don't have the money for. And a lot of it, the maintenance was. We were over budget on maintenance, on fuel, on everything.
Well, fuel.
It's just. It was something that needed to happen for the future, and it's something that hopefully can. It's gonna change the district for the long term. So,
Captain, we're going to take a little bit break here, and on KTUI 1560 AM, 94.1 FM, or possibly Facebook Live if you're watching. And Charlie is going to fill Gracie's shoes and tell us what else is happening in our neck of the woods this weekend, and then we're going to come back and get back with you, Captain, and highlight this just a little bit again in regard to the fundraiser coming up here. So this program is actually being brought to you by Yesteryear's Antiques. We certainly appreciate their contribution, to all of this. The community calendar that Charlie's going to share with you, as well as, those dollars are helping provide, that they give information in regard to, the fire department and public service.
So the Moose Lodge in Owensville, they are having a fried chicken dinner Sunday, September 24th. It's from 11 to 2 p.m. You can dine in or take out. It includes fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, slaw, green beans, and corn. And it's welcome to anybody.
The Moose Lodge, it is the time of the year, Charlie, where we, food comes to mind often. 3-4 times a day, maybe more.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Moose Lodge.
And then at the Leslie Depot, there in Leslie, they're going to have some live music September 23rd. That's this Saturday. It's from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. They have some great bluegrass music from the 50s and 90s. Also in Bland, they're having the Bland Fall Festival Saturday, September 23rd, this Saturday as well. It's going to be held at the Bland Community Park. Concessions open at 3:30. There's music there from 4 p.m. to midnight. And there's food. They're serving fish sandwiches.
I haven't thought about a fish sandwich in a few months because the fair is over and whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It really does. They will have fries with cheese, nacho cheese, hot dogs, chili, soda, and water, and it's sold by tickets only. It's $1 per ticket. New Haven, they're having a balloon race. It's presented by the Pepsi Cola Bottling Company in New Haven. It's Friday, September 22nd, and the balloon blow is Friday, September 22nd, and then that Saturday is the balloon race from 3 to
Friday and Saturday night.
Yes.
Friday night and Saturday during the day.
Yes.
That's at New Haven, an annual event, weather permitting, and it's a great function for New Haven. It's been there, done
Beautiful.
that several different times, and it is a beautiful thing. And traveling over that particular area this time of the year, pretty spectacular.
Oh, yeah. Especially with the weather that was.
Yeah, exactly.
St. John's Lutheran Church in Beaufort, they're having a sausage supper. That's October 1st at 11. It goes from 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's $15 a plate. They got sausage, sauerkraut, mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, applesauce, and bread. And they got fresh homemade desserts as well. And then you can dine in or carry out as well.
Awesome. Man, I'm getting hungry now.
It all sounds great.
So, what do we got at the White Mule this weekend?
So the White Mule we have this Friday from 5 p.m. to 8:30. We do recommend reservations.
But we'll take walk-ins also.
Oh, also, yes. And then we have our steaks. We also have beef kebabs, country fried steak, grilled shrimp, and then our entree this week is Italian cheesy chicken.
Okay.
Saturday we have our hamburgers, pizza, and wings all day, and then from 5 to 8:30 we add in our steaks as well. And Saturday is all-you-can-eat fried chicken or roast beef.
Sunday.
Yes, Sunday.
Sunday, and then Saturday night at 5 o'clock we have our steaks and
Yep.
a full menu of whatever they want, on Saturday, including steaks. So, any entertainment? We got anything special coming up?
I don't think this weekend,
okay.
but next weekend we
But we might have. You never know. People
never
do show up every once in a while around here. So, there you go. You've got a full bunch of things to do this weekend and next weekend, and we're going to finish up here talking about the Gerald Rosebud Fire Protection District Captain, a night of comedy for the benefit of the Rosebud Gerald Rosebud Fire Protection District here at the White Mule. It's going to be a great night.
It's going to be awesome. Just restating that we're doing this for you, like this to benefit the association to hopefully help us build our training center and any other needs that we may need. This is an adults-only event as well. I did not touch on that. It's a 18-plus event. They don't get too rowdy.
You don't have no upgrades up to that.
No. No. But it'll be headlining. Jack Merrill will be headlining, featuring Rod Reyes and JC Sabala. It's going to be September 30th. Doors open at 6:30. Come hang out. Make your reservations at White Mule to get something to eat before the show. The show will start at 8 p.m. Again, here at the White Mule Winery. It's $25 a person at the door. If you need or want to make a reservation for the comedy night, you can call me at 573-201-9415. My name's Hayden. If you need to reserve a table, the tables are $250. It'll come with a bottle of wine or a bucket of beer. And we look forward to that night. It's going to be amazing. If you want to pick up some physical tickets, don't want a full table, come visit us on our safety day this Saturday at 2 or 3.
Bring the kids out.
Bring the kids.
They'll love it.
It's going to be beautiful. Oh, it's going to be great. I am so excited. We couldn't pick a better day. So just come out and hang out with us. I mean, whether it be next weekend or this weekend, we got all kinds of things going.
Hey, that's absolutely looking forward to the comedy night. Thank you for everything that you do here, and tell my friends hello, and tell them thank you for the response that they're always here around our community when they're needed, and God bless each one of them. We appreciate you, but we appreciate you even more for being with us here this morning on KTUI. 1560 AM, 94.1 FM, our Facebook Live, and we will be back next week, good Lord willing, and we'll be seeing you then. If you're in a antique shopping mood, head to yesteryears and see what they got great for anything that you got in mind, anniversaries or moving into a new place or birthdays, they have it all.